Is the clock at 0 already? There we go. Hello. Ah, thank God I got a new shirt after this morning stream. No, it was freaking hot today. Thank God we have AC here. Hello, doggy. Good night. Sleep well, little boo-boo. So, damn, what a big day for Audio Imperia today. Who's on the right account now? Oh, CLC Beats, hi. Nice to see you. Audio Imperia did a thing. And holy hell, what a thing they did. So, if you have never heard of Audio Imperia, it's about time. And if you have heard about them and still want to check out some stuff, Native Instruments has a huge, and when I say huge, I mean huge, sale on Audio Imperia stuff. 77% of the Audio Imperia collection for the, I call it the Jager bundle, which is insane, actually. Jager alone was $5.99. And now you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 libraries for, I think, $3.99 overall. It's an insane deal, like 77% off. And including Jager, Talos, Cerberus, Trailer Guitars 2, and Legacy. You can also grab Nucleus if you don't have that yet for $150 off. And even Araya, which was just released, is is available for $2.99. So these two are not part of the bundle of the $3.99, so these are extra products, but $3.99 for this whole collection. In my years, I've paid way more for that stuff until I didn't need to pay any more for it. So disclaimer on the side, I am working together with Audio Imperia, so I got NFR copies of these products, just so you know. Although I had times, I think Jager, back then I bought it even. Anyway, this thing is too good to let it pass and not consider it, and I wanted just to help you a little bit through looking at what's inside and what's included, and just checking it out, especially since they are all now Kontakt player libraries, meaning they come in the Kontakt panel, which is a nice thing to have. Actually, I wanted to have it like that. Damn me. So there we go. No. Okay, so that's looking nice now. If you prefer to have the stuff in the library tab. And long story short, let's quickly check the content. There was one hiccup, just so you know, with Jager, because Jager is missing Hangar 4, which is the Mirette Solveig solo vocal part, which was included in the final version that they checked with Native Instruments, but Native Instruments kind of left that out. I don't have a date yet, but I think tomorrow there will be a date. The update will roll out as soon as possible to include that as well. So you will likely get an update email soon with that additional download, so you have that in the content as well. Other than that, Jager got a major overhaul. One of the major points that the violas now have legato as well, and the legato overall is tweaked and overhauled. So let's quickly load a patch here and take a look. This is what all the interfaces now look like, besides the name in the top right, of course. And if you have Nucleus already or Araya, you are quite familiar with the interface already. I just realized we now have the second violin option directly in the interface. That is great. And they have the Niente button now, which makes me really happy. I love to bring it down to 0. Hey, 7 Tears, nice to have you around. And yeah, let's have a quick play. So there is now a legato smooth option and the sample start, of course, which works as in all other Audio Imperia libraries from -250 to 0. 0 cuts into the sample, meaning it sounds a little... It sounds not as good as with a full sample start, but it's more playable. And then for playback, you could bring it to 250. There are various ways how you can activate that or work with that. I have a bunch of walkthroughs and tutorials on how I handle that. So let's take a quick listen to what the violins sound like now. So let's quickly see what the legato smooth button does. So that kind of takes away the legato a little bit. Especially in lower velocities. And again, you could bring the sample start even further down. That makes the start of the sample sound even better. Greetings to Mexico. Hey, Emmanuel. How was the track review session? Well, ask the people that attended it. I hosted it, so I can't remember. No, it was fun. It was good, and I just made the video publicly available. So, quick overview of the interface. So, again, if you have Nucleus or Array, you're familiar with that. We have the modern mix. We have a classic mix, which is not as hyped. I need to adjust the gate a little bit. There's a lot of noise coming through on the voiceover. Maybe we can fix that a little bit. Give me a moment. So, and I just need to talk a little bit louder, then maybe that works. Hopefully we can get rid of a little bit of the noise on the side. Captain Jack, as far as I am aware, the stuff in Legacy is not tempo synced. But we can take a look at that in a little bit. So, the violins legato. We now also have, and this is great for faster writing, we now have performance patches for the strings. So let's quickly check that out. And when we do CC dynamics, I rather prefer that. Bring the sample delay a little bit up. Well, not to 0, but And especially with the classic mix, you get a more classic sound there. And you can also, instead of CC dynamics, you can do it with velocity. Really, really playable and very versatile. Very cool sound. And you also have the full ensemble as a performance patch now. Takes a little moment to load, for sure. And in the advanced mix options, you again have modern, classic, and then the individual mic positions. Let's take a quick look at these. The sample start down a little bit for playability. And you have a non-vibrato option, by the way. You can blend halfway if you think it's too much. Let's quickly check the mic position. So we have spot mic, spot mic. Then we have the decker. Wide. And far. So that means I would always recommend to start with, if you don't want to use the mix positions, I would always recommend start with the decker and then bring in the spot mic to taste. Which gets us pretty close to the modern sound, which is way more hyped and obviously a little bit louder. Classic is a little bit more tame. But to be honest, I prefer the Decker Spot over the classic mix. But yeah, you have just an amazing array of choices for the sound. And it's pretty dry on its own as well. So if you turn off the internal reverb, so that's pretty beefy. And again, internal hall. That is just the strings in Jager. We also have, actually, let's look at the multi-patches. So you get patches with key switches or the individual articulations, depending on your style of working or how you prefer to work. Trumpet legatos. I think these are new in the update. I don't know if the original Jager had trumpets. At least no legato trumpets. I actually have to check that. Did the original Jager... I moved that to another sample drive here, so I didn't delete my old version of Jager. I kept it in case I need it for some older projects. But the original Jager brass... Okay, had trumpets and legato trumpets as well. My bad, but it's updated. So you got sustains. Then we have the horns. And since some people have asked, let's quickly check the difference between the Talos brass and the Jager brass, because Jager is 6 French horns, Talos is 12 French horns, and the low brass section with 12 low brass instruments. And the overall aesthetics is more in your face and more suited for trailer. We can also listen to the 6 French horns from Nucleus, just to have a little bit of a comparison there. So that is French horns. Let's put them with all French horns. Mute the Nucleus one. And to be fair, okay, it's on 125. And let's compare that with Nucleus. So, mute, unmute. It's a little bit more, sounds a little further back and just a little smoother, not as in your face. Whereas let's take a quick look at the Talos 12 horns brass. Mute that. And they sound like they're recorded in the center. So we likely need to bring them a little bit to the left. And they have a little bit of a wider range. And if you grab the full package, you can actually layer Jager and Talos to have 18 horns blasting their lungs off. When we then introduce a little bit of our own reverb. And the cool thing is also that there's a wide range of dynamics, so you can do pretty smooth soft lines as well. I think we could also do like a staccato overlay from the French horns. So you can easily create quick lines. Well, you need to tweak a little bit for sure, but yes, you can create your own performance patches to, and you don't even need to because they are included as well. So when we clear that off, as Talos as well as Jager also, they all now have performance patches, which means friggin' and that is not even CC controlled. That was the wrong chord. Sorry, John. What was the chord there? Totally forgot it. Anyway, you get the deal. So, the low brass from Talos. These need more range. So what we can do is go here. No, not to the velocity curve. Go to the range slider. And bring the range down to C0. Jager performance patches, what do we have here? In the brass, we have By the way, Jager also includes some articulations from Talos, just to beef it up in case people decide to buy Jager alone or just get the update for Jager. There is some content from Talos in Jager now, but it's still fine. Because if you compare it, I mean, if you buy Jaeger on the deal, it's $2.99, and for just $100 more, you get all this. So, pretty crazy deal if you ask me. That's the stuff from Jaeger. So you could easily combine that with the low brass from Talos to go full Junkie XL mode on this. I love the performance patches, the new ones. They are great. So let's take a quick listen to the sound design section of Jaeger. I think this one has been updated a little bit as well with some new content. The new interface for everything that is sound design and sound effects and stuff like that looks like this now. You may be familiar with that from Scamber. Do you have Alex's orchestral add-ons set up? I'm not really sure what you're talking about. So quick listen to the sound effects. I love this new function, by the way, so you don't need to tune the samples with a tuning bar down here. If you have a sample that you really like, you can now spread it out to the keyboard with this button here. So that's pretty cool. So if you say you like this one, but you can, of course, also use the tuning buttons, tuning keys down here from C-2 to B-1. I mean, the cool thing about using the tuning keys is that you can tune the sample whilst playing, which is not possible with the distribution on the keyboard. I think I have adventure strings set up. Do you want to check it with the short strings? Let me quickly look at that. Files. MIDI. Where is well, the question is, where do I have Alex's MIDI pack? Because I did not set the base for the MIDI pack. String theories. Oh god, where did I put that? There are string theories. Oh, let's write this now. I think I have that somewhere. I may that even have that in my own MIDI packs. Trailer string ostinatos. Good question. Well, I can take my own trailer string ostinatos, not Alex's, if you want to try with that. So, if we take a look at the Jager performance, no, not the performance patches, the single patches, strings, full ensemble, spiccato, for example. Hey, Paul, nice to see you around. Jaffet. Jaffe? Sorry, not totally sure. Well, actually make this proper. So let's go to the short strings. String ensemble short. Well, should have been in that place. Let's get rid of the reverb. So put it on -250 track delay. And add the minus delay here, -250, because they just sound best at -250. So now we can grab the MIDI and see what it sounds like. This one is at 90. No loop, play. So the track delay works like a charm now in Studio One as well. So that's awesome. And it's really a massive difference if you play it back with -250 compared to no zero track delay at all. It just sounds very, very artificial. Even synthy. And that's with the track delay. And we could decide to put an ARP on top. Let's say we want some violins, spiccatos on top. Hey, Matthewy? Matthewy? Okay, Matthew. Easier for me. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Yeah, correct. Get rid of the reverb here. And let's say we want to put in arpeggio overlay. So in case you're interested, that string MIDI pack is available in my shop. Oh, I think that does not work. No, it does work. I just need to set the track delay. -250. There we go. And just make sure that so just merge that, do a little bit of tweaking to the, no, just one. Bring them in more slightly and have them rise in volume. Nice! And then bring the short strings down a little more as well. Nice MIDI pack there. Is there stuff missing in the Jager interface? No, there's everything there. It's now in line with Nucleus and Araya, so you have the advanced options for the mic positions, for reverb settings, vibrato, and everything. So everything is there in terms of controllability. Sorry. Violins now have an inbuilt violins 2 option, which is rather nice to have. So when we look at the violins, for example, sustains. So you have the regular controls like vibrato and now you have an inbuilt second violins option. Before we had to use this like transpose and transpose the instrument trick, so that is built in now. And you can also choose if you want to have a little darker tone, that means transpose down. And we have the Niente option now, going to 0. Favorite of mine, I love to bring in strings from 0. So this is that. Scambot, I hope you're fine with the MIDI demonstration here. Just as a little... Only thing I think Cerberus is missing is an effects tab on all the instruments instead of only on the sound design patches. I haven't checked Cerberus yet. We can take a look at that in a second. Where were we actually? We looked at some of the Jager sound effects on the included, and I only loaded the first Brahm patch. Again, just as a side note, Native Instruments did a little bit of a F up, so you see that the 04 is missing here, which is the Miretta solo vocal. This is going to be an update in 1 or 2 days that you will get a fix through Native Access and can update, and then you have the patches as well. So in the check download it was actually included, but in the rollout they kind of forgot to include that. So it will be there in 1 or 2 days. Hopefully tomorrow they will let all you guys know when this is coming. So we have the Brahms again. And you can also easily add, for example, move this slider here to get directly to the sample start. And you can also reverse, once you bring it after the sample, you can reverse that. Which makes it very, very usable. Unfortunately, oh, that's global, but you can do it on a per sample basis as well. So when we do forward and then turn global off, we can decide, okay, this one is coming from the back. So you can really tweak that to your liking. Let's take a quick look at the effects page. We have compression, distortion, lo-fi effects. I just noticed that there's a graphic glitch because that symbol should not translate into the effects page. Gonna let Jan know to fix that ASAP. I think that is not... I mean, it's nice that it's still sitting there, but I think that is not intended. Lo-fi. If you need some noise generator, there you have it. But yeah, that's a little bit annoying to have that sitting on top of there. That's likely going to be fixed. Rotary. Chorus. Flanger. Phaser. And then good old friends delay and reverb. So quite a lot of choices to mangle the sound further and get some good stuff out of that. And it's a wide selection, so it's like, what's it, 12, 24, nearly 30 Brahms sounds. Then we have drones. Always good to have. Also tunable. Just so you guys know, in case you intend to build yourself a template with that, I can tell you that there is soon coming a full Jager trailer template to the shop. I guess somewhere beginning next week. Hey Lucas. There's really great stuff in here. Okay, we get into the hit category. Watch your ears. Yes, sir. Really, really beefy stuff. I love that. Joshua's hits. Can't go wrong with these. This is the exact reason why Audio Imperia has gained a reputation as the sound for modern hybrid trailers. Next to Keep Forest and others, but Audio Imperia is absolutely on the forefront for that. Because it's really, really good stuff for trailers. Mech Brahms. This is gonna be so much fun doing this template for this. I'm looking so forward. You guys will love it. Tons of hours of fun. I love that. We have pads. But for some reason the GUI has not updated yet. There we go. Little note beside, many people don't know that, or maybe they do know that, but are just not aware. You can easily turn these into great little synth when you move the slider a little bit inward. Turn the attack all the way down and the release. Maybe not all the way down. until you get rid of the click. You can easily turn these pad sounds into little synth, especially when you slam on some delay, some distortion, maybe not as much. And most importantly, you can slam the cutoff on the mod wheel. So that is a bad starting position, so I would rather move it here. And this is all just coming from these basic pad sounds, so that's pretty cool. Very mean stuff. Then we have pulses. Little hint on the side if you want to have these even more beefy than they are already, or more chopped, for example. You can use either like a tremolator. I have the sound. What is it? Sound Toys. The Sound Toys one. So when we say we want to have that, keep them there. Why does that not sound the way I intended to sound? Because it's not playing, that's why. So when it's playing, I think even better suited than the tremolator would be if you have the Slate bundle, the kilohertz transgate. Kilohertz transgate. That will be perfect to spice up these loops even more or slice them up more. Funny, you can even do like so lots of stuff and choices that you can do with that. Let's say So yeah, you can use these plugins to spice that up a little and take the rhythm further. And by the way, we are at 90 here, so... So great stuff there. And we have the same pulses in half time, I guess that is. So you can do slower tempos without kind of stretch artifacts. So just with these little, with these not much controls, you can get a wide range of sounds there. Can reverse. So just, I said that before, tons of hours of fun. Sounds like a bad advertising. But yeah, it's definitely cool. Nice, nice, nice. We have some rises, and again, I doubt... Yeah, these are not tempo synced. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But they're also very good. I was just wondering. No, they are not tempo synced. But again, even on these, if you slam a trance gate on top, you can easily create some rhythmic rises that work wonders on a track. Especially when you create some presets and switch them on the fly. So pretty cool. So that way you can get some interesting results without worrying too much about having it sitting on the grid. I mean, I'm personally also more a fan of risers and downers and stuff like that is synced to the beat, like in Gravity from Heaviosity. But well, you cannot have everything. As we Germans would say, something is yet always. Irgendwas ist ja immer. Time for coffee. And by the way, just to mention, we are still on Jager only. So if you haven't heard it, I mentioned that Miretta is currently not included in the download. It will be fixed in very little time, but just to give you a taste, if you haven't heard her before, wow, that's the old interface. Kind of strange when you think about it. Looks so old now. But that was the sound of the Miretta solo vocal. Nice one. So just so you have a comparison what the or an idea what the solo vocal sounds like. So performance patches in Jager for brass and woodwinds, we brass and strings, no woodwinds in that package. We covered that, so let's take a quick look at trailer guitars. So there's a lot of stuff in trailer guitars that we can check out, and if you get the bundle, it's $3.99. It's all in there. I think we sound a little bit better at 120 something. These should be. And you have a wide selection of different. I was first thinking, what does mean? But it's open, muted, muted. Open, muted, muted, ghost, ghost. So you get an idea of what's. Holy hell. And there's just a ton of other stuff. I had this library before, and I didn't really give it much the love it actually deserves, because there's just so much stuff in there that I didn't really take care of. We can also change. Can we change the range? Change the range. That sounds fun. No, we cannot on these patches. Again, really, really good stuff in here. I wish they had an option that you don't need to change them in the menu and need to load all the routes that you need, but to change in between the loops on the fly with key switches. Eye of the Tiger, anyone? So you can combine that to really, really useful stuff. Mid layers 4/4. Let's see what's in here. This is, by the way, one of the most important differences between Studio One and Cubase. If I were to do that in Cubase, it would stutter all over the place. So that's really cool. I love Studio One more and more, honestly. Mid layers, I like that a lot. We have pulses. Oh. Lots of stuff in there. Drones, ambient drones and distorted ones. Oh, wow. I need to update my quick load ASAP. Yes, that sounds awesome. Thank God there's no loop point. Well, no audible. Well done, no loop point. Wish there was a giveaway of this. Lol. Yeah, I wish so too. Extra by Brian Leach. What do we have here? What did he do? Oh. I mean, the bad thing is it's very iconic sounding, so you cannot really... But these as top layers on top of a track, awesome. Hybrid ambient textures. Woo! Great sound. We even have a boat guitar. Why is there no tuning option for these? I mean, you can do the pitch here. But that's just not the same. Anyway, holy hell, great stuff. Let's take a quick look at Cerberus. By the way, if you're interested, Jager comes at a whopping 50 gigs. Talos is 18, I think. Trailer Guitars is 5 gigs. Cerberus is 18 gigs. And Legacy is 3 gigs in terms of size. Cerberus, multi-patches, ensemble drums, epic mixes. Let's see what that sounds like and what it does. So definitely don't want to go with a... Too bad I just bought Damage 2. No, not too bad, it's just... It just means more options. Ooh. Holy hell. So that's epic mixes. Then we have epic mixes stacked. So if you thought that was fat, you can't even go worse and more epic. Something that I really like, they also fixed the CPU issue. The stacked patches sometimes in the old version had like 50-60% CPU usage. Holy hell. That's badass. Ensemble drums. Drum kit. Epic mixes. This is where I hate the pre-delay. And then you have also the mic positions, so you can lots of stuff in there. Then we have lubes. That's the stuff I really love. Paul, yes, the negative track delay is absolutely working flawlessly in 501. Absolutely, really worth it working now. I love the fact that you have the stems so that you can combine and mix and match whatever you feel like you need from these loops, so you don't always need to use the full loop. Bring that up a little because these are 120. Well, I just loaded the old Jager patch and I thought to myself that friggin' looks very old now. So I really love the new interface. I like it a lot. But yeah, each taste is different. Oh, there's sound design, by the way, as well in Cerberus. So your need for trailer sound effects with that package is definitely kind of chilled for the next 1 or 2 years, if you're into that kind of stuff. Honestly, I would have wished that they put a MIDI CC on that sample start selector right away from the get-go. So when you put that on MIDI CC, you can instantly rise the release. Even when you turn down the release and maybe bring in some distortion and maybe some delay, you could play around a little bit, like so you can get really great effects out of that. Tonal hits, I guess that's more Brahmy Brahm stuff. Again, moving that thing to the right. Oh, come on. That handle is a little small. And then reversing, you can create great reverse rises. So that's cool. That was the sound design section in Cerberus. Jafade, have a good one as well. Let's take a quick look at Legacy. So Legacy is 4 of their old sound design libraries now combined into one comprehensive package with the same GUI. Doctor mentioned Event Horizon, Scenes from the Multiverse, and Terraform. So, and this is the typical trailer stuff that you are used to. Some nice booms. Gotta mute myself for a second to spare you the sound of cracking knuckles. Anyway, back to topic. There we go. Then we have downers. Nice one. We have drones. And these are non-looped. We have futuristic effect. Awesome stuff in there. And by the way, just as a note beside, this stuff works great when you... I mean, you can take some of these as they are, but where it really starts to shine is when you say, okay, take the hits from another library as well and start to layer them. Say, we only use the low end part of this upper hit. Well, obviously in the bottom corner, we need a hit that starts on the 1 as well. Okay, let's say this one is really nice. let's move that here. Okay, and then we'll say we don't need the low end part of that hit, just the more high end part. And then we bring in the other one and only use the low end part. We need to adjust that slide just a tad. So maybe bring down the higher part a little bit, can add some reverb just to the higher part. We can even go further with the cutoff. So that way you can create your own hits. By layering this library, and this even gets you further than just using the hits as they are, which works as well, but you know how it is, everyone is using these libraries as they are, and you want to try to come up with something of your own. Reverse effects, great stuff here, and again you can go into the effect if you need just that last portion. I wish they had that on a consecutive MIDI controller throughout these libraries from the get-go, so you don't need to manually learn it every time you load a patch. But it is what it is. Risers, again, not tempo synced, so you need to adjust them via MIDI to your project. Nice little stingers there. We have pulses here too. Oh, we are already through it. No, here we were. Okay, so let's start dimensions. Then we have event horizon. I mean, I'm honest, it's just more and more of the same stuff, but you just... Oh wow, these drums sound great. I gotta update my element sound. These were the drums I've been looking for. I didn't even know that these drum sounds were in there. They sound great. Okay, these are tempo synced, that's good. Oh, I love that kind of stuff. I mean, even if you don't want to throw out the $3.99 for the full package, but Event Horizon for $99 is a steal for the content that you get. The Spiccato synths, I tried these out earlier. They are amazing for layering them with strings. And you get quite a list here. Throw in some distortion. If you want. I mean, I'm saying that so easily that it works nice with strings. Let's see. From the MIDI pack. Oh, that was a bit fast. I think that should be like this. But I mean, that's violins here, but I think I had the synth on here, so I can just copy the MIDI data from that string overlay. Move that up. Get rid of this. That's actually awesome. That is pretty great. Dope stuff. Really, really nice dope stuff. So that are the Spiccato synth in Legacy, Event Horizon. We have some subs. Transitions. Oh, I want to keep working on my elements track. Maybe I do that in a little bit. Maybe I take a short break and then we get back to working on that elements track. I feel we can spice that up a lot with all these sounds that are in here. Scenes from the Multiverse, one of my favorite trailer sound packs ever. Brahms. Looks like we have two different options, but not on every single one. Holy hell, this thing rips your balls off. But in a nice way. Okay, I have heard that one before in trailers. So obviously with some of these you gotta be careful how often you can use them. Yeah, some of these, if you're listening on a laptop, you might not hear much of it. Great stuff! Yeah, I don't know how many trailers have used the Scenes from a Multiverse hits already. Definitely quite a lot. Great stuff in there. Pulses again. The new Talos is both horns and brass. Yes. Low brass and 12 French horns. And they complement Jager very, very nicely. Jager itself has an assorted kind of teaser from Talos, so 12 horns performance, and also in the single patches they have the staccatissimo and the sustained. So with Talos on top you get all these other articulations that are not part of Jager, but the sustained and staccatissimo are part of Jager now as a kind of a teaser. If you don't have Talos, you still get some sounds from Talos and Jager. So there's a little bit of overlay, but it doesn't matter because if you get the bundle, you just have everything anyway. So really great that they now included that in the version. So there was scenes from Multiverse, and last but not least, we have Terraform. I think this is more like pads and stuff like that. So these are like textures, soundscapes. And they're tempo synced as well. I have to be honest, I didn't have these before, so they seem really, really useful. That kind of stuff. It reminds me a little bit of the ADO Aura stuff. So if you chop that up even more, you get a lot of mileage out of these. Yeah, that kind of stuff. If you put a transgate on top of these, kilohertz transgate. We had that before, but you get the deal. That is some amazing stuff there. That is really good. No, great stuff. Percussive loops. Yay! Oh. Oh wow, there's great stuff in here. Especially when you combine these. And you can also reverse them, and if you don't do it globally, That is great. And the volume is independent, that's great. Very, very versatile stuff. I love that. And that actually concludes a little run through. Did we check? No, we didn't really look at Talos. So there's some more stuff in Talos for the articulation. You get some horns bends. Double tongue. "36 horn players, there we go." Let's quickly check out the legato. I actually want to check if there's a difference in the performance patches from Talos and the performance Talos patches from Jager. I think they should be the same, very much the same. So the French horns performance, let's go with CC dynamics. And then same thing from Jager. Not changing any data here. Do we know if all Imperia are doing updates to pre-existing owners of these libraries? As Talos was a two-part library, now combined. I wonder how it will work as an update if do. I'm pretty sure that they will get in touch with you. And if you had both Talos libraries before, Paul, there you go. Update emails going out in the next 24 to 48 hours. So I'm pretty sure that if you have both Talos libraries, that's a free update for you. The same if you had Jager, the new update is free. So all these updates, if you had these libraries before Cerberus, that is a free update. And for those of you guys who don't have it, that bundle with $3.99 at Native Instruments is an insane deal. It doesn't get better than that, I think, and that actually for quite a while. You got NKS compatibility if you work with NKS systems. You have all these libraries for $3.99. If you think about it, Jager alone was $5.99 till last week, until that sale came along. So for 200 less, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more libraries. No, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I really dig the deal. I dig the content update. I loved the sound before. It's great now. It's great that you have more control on the strings in Jager. I mean, if you have Araya, that is also, that's a different beast. Araya is a dedicated string library. I mean, just quickly so you get an idea of what the difference is. Yes, Jager is currently missing the Meredith Miretta not Meredith, Miretta. The Miretta vocals that will be updated in the next days. So it will come and will be fixed in 1 or 2 or 3 days, something like that. The test download from native actually did include the Miretta vocals, but something went wrong on the encoding. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But I spoke to Jan before from Audio Imperia before I went on the stream, and he doesn't have a date from Native Instruments yet, but it will be soon. It will be fixed ASAP. So you will likely get a little notification that the update is available through native access. And then it will contain the Miretta vocals as well. So just for comparison, Araya and Jager. I haven't even checked. I should check my native access. I think I could update Araya already because there will be an update for Araya as well with the new rollout. I haven't checked if that is there yet. But just for the sake of comparison, if you think you need Araya next to Jager, for example, when you buy the bundle for $3.99. And yeah, in a minute I can talk about the difference between Jager and Nucleus for sure. Give me a moment. So again, the cello from Araya. And from Jager. Again, Araya. Especially in the lower volumes. Difference to Jager. So, but if we look at Araya and Jager in terms of, so these are the cello articulations in Jager, these are the cello articulations in Araya. So is very much double the content in terms of articulation. So there's a lot of stuff in here that you don't have in Jager. We can compare the spiccato for a quick moment. So there is overlap, tonal overlap between these. But let's be fair. Compare the spiccato fast with the spiccato from Jager. So that is now both muted, or what's up here? Okay. That's Araya, the fast spiccato, and that's Jager. It seems to me that Jager is a little more hyped than Araya. And Araya really shines in the softer dynamics. Jager. So I'll be honest, in the strings there's a little bit of overlap between Jager and Araya. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with Jager if you don't have Araya. Araya gives you just more choices for articulations and overall just more of everything. And the sound is slightly less hyped, I would put like that. So someone asked difference between Jager and Nucleus. So let's take, for example, Jager now has Viola Legato, which wasn't there before, so that's a new update. Could we not mute this? Yeah, I decided to do the stream tonight because tomorrow I actually want to jump into the Pacific. If you think about that, Pacific Ocean has 3 different ways of pronouncing the sea. Pacific Ocean. Isn't that crazy? English is a fun language. So, Viola's Legato. That's very nice. Tremolos. So yeah, Jager can indeed go a little softer than Metropolis Arc can. And actually, let's take that as an example to compare Jaeger and Nucleus. If you would ask me to explain the major difference between these two, I would say that Jaeger is more focused on trailer and in-your-face sound design stuff. And Nucleus is more like an all-rounder and also at the same time more a little bit of an entry-level library. So, and has way less articulations and also has not the same possibilities with mic mixes. So Jaeger has the spot mics, Decker, wide and far, modern mix and the classic mix. Nucleus has only the classic and modern mix. So I don't have Nucleus updated here. Let me check if native access already gives me an update. No, my password is not your password. So available updates. No, Nucleus is not available yet as now. I should update my contact, by the way. Ooh, gotta do that soon. So Jaeger is not available yet as an update, but that will likely come in the next few days. So Nucleus is not updated yet. But again, let's compare the tremolo sound from the Jaeger violas with the Nucleus violas. That's actually pretty close. So let's compare. So for example, in Jaeger we have Colenio, which Nucleus does not have. Nucleus is way limited in terms of articulations, and again, you don't have the mic mixes. So what you cannot do with Nucleus, when we again play that sample, you can go with a classic mix. So, but what you cannot do is like just take the spot position. So overall, Jager has more sound shaping possibilities and a few more articulations. And if you just look at the strings, I would say Nucleus is the entry level with 2 mic positions and 4 or 5 articulations per string section. Then you have Jager, which is a little bit more hyped overall in the sound, has more articulations and has more mic positions. And then you have Arreo, which has all the mic positions, all the articulations, and a little more classic sound, I would put it. So Jager is a tad more hyped for the sound. This is only the strings. So then you have the brass, which is more extensive in Jager than it is in Nucleus. The biggest plus on the side of Nucleus, where Jager fails, so to say, is the woodwinds. So Jager brings you the woodwinds that Nucleus brings you the woodwinds that Jager does not have at all. Then again, Jager has the whole now missing vocal section, so will be added in a few days, and the whole sound design section that Nucleus does not have. So whereas Nucleus gives you a little bit of a choir and a little bit more of percussion. I think the percussion in Nucleus is derived from partly Cerberus. At least the drum kit, I think, is from Cerberus, a stripped down version, so to say. And atonal percussion, Grandcasa. So there's a little bit of overlap between all these libraries, but they still all have a dedicated focus in mind. So if you listen to my Nucleus template track for the Nucleus template that I have in my shop, it is geared towards a little more kind of standard classic orchestration, I would say, and also more standard classic orchestra sound with timpanis and grandcasas and all that stuff. And Jager is really more, I mean, just look at the graphic for Jager. It's a friggin' hybrid sound design movie. It has cinema written all over it. I am going to update my templates with this for sure. I actually need to drag all these into my quick load and update my quick load. So for the strings, for example, I have the Jager strings here. So I need to delete these and change them with these guys. So technically I could do that right away. I could say, here you guys, bye-bye, and take these guys and move them here. So that's the single patches. And now I can access my new updated Jager from my quick load menu. And now have the, but also single patches. Now we have performance patches as well for the strings. So I definitely want to bring in these as well. So boop, boop. So now I can say I want to load Jager performance patch for violins. I think Talos did not get new content, just new scripting, so to say, because you have now the performance patches. I don't know. We didn't even look at the sound design in Talos, by the way. Another thing that differentiates it from the stuff that is in Jager. But I think the sound design stuff was in Talos before as well. Tons of stuff. So yeah, but that shall conclude a little look at the new update from Audio Imperia. If you ask me for my humble opinion, I don't know why you haven't bought it yet. If you haven't, $3.99 for the whole bundle is an insane deal. Even if you don't have Nucleus and Array, if you know about my templates and the stuff that I do, there's a Nucleus template that I did, there's a Metropolis Art template that I did, and I can promise you next week there will be a dedicated Jager trailer template. So I'm halfway through with that. So next week, look out for emails from the shop. That's gonna be good. It sounds pretty badass, I can tell you that. So if you want to dive deep into trailer track production and see how, well, now how it's done, but how I do it, there will be a dedicated trailer template for you to work with in the next week coming out. And not at the same time, but based on that, there will also be a trailer course. So my first production course is in the works. You guys are the first to hear about that. Hopefully. I think I didn't tell anyone before. Last but not least, that shall conclude the look at the Audio Imperia stuff. Thanks for tuning in. I will stop the stream for a little bit, but I will go back and I actually want to try some of that stuff on the track I've been working on the last couple of days. So, I'm gonna save this for now, leave you to take a little pee, get some coffee or whatever you do, and I will stream a little more working on the track for Elements 2 with these updated sounds likely. So definitely want to try some of that stuff. So if you want to hang around or stick around, just hang in there. I'll be back in right around 15 to 20 minutes. So till then, thanks for tuning in and enjoy the rest of the time. Bye-bye.